over time, these wear and tear and weather and, and storms and whatnot not only affect the boardwalk surface, but also the supports underneath. So we had a crew come in and resurface also all the boards that people are walking on are brand new, and then the support boards are brand new. And then we added a pole every other space where we didn't already have one. Anytime that people are working in the swamp, that's obviously going to get a lot of attention from the alligators, because the captive alligators, as opposed to wild ones, are real curious about any of our activity. So what I would do, I would take one of our maintenance crews down in there, and we would put hog wire panels up and section off 30, 40 feet of the boardwalk at a time, so that the crew could work safely without alligators underneath them. Because not all of the work is at the surface, but they have to go down and secure the supports. So I basically would have to stay down there and keep the alligators away from maintenance while we're putting the hog wire panels up. But the problem early on was we didn't have a pump pulling out water from the swamp, and our swamp will naturally drain, except for when it's high tide in the intercoastal waterway. So water actually starts coming back into the swamp. So whenever it's like a foot and a half deep and it's all murky because there's a lot of alligators moving around, you can't see in the water. So it's a big no-no to try to walk through there if you can't see where you're going. Once you put up the hog wire panels, inside that you're okay. But until then, it was a no-go. But once we got the giant pump and it pulled the water down to about 8-10 inches, it was a little bit easier. We did some dredging. You have to dredge, the normal weather patterns, and then the alligators going up the banks and down the banks all the time. They'll basically lower the land areas, and the water will also start encroaching on the land areas, and the land areas will actually shrink after 2 or 3 years. So we get a big machine and go in and dredge and pull earth back up on land, and we always like to make an island in the middle. One, so the alligators are sitting higher, almost like right across from people, and it's really a cool thing to see. And as you can see, the alligators love it because not only is it a good place to bask in the sun, but these animals never get to sit that high if you really think about it. And sometimes I wonder what they can see sitting up on that hill that they couldn't see, half their lives. So just being up another 6 feet, all of a sudden they're looking at all these people right here, and before they can never see that. So it'll wear down eventually. Over a couple of years, it'll just be 3 feet above the water.